Hello everyone, it's Professor Sadiq Noor, and today I'm gonna show you how to create or work with large worksheet charting and what if analysis. So the objective of this video is to help you learn how to rotate a text in a cell, how to create a series of month names, how to copy paste, insert and delete cells, how to format the numbers, how to use absolute and mixed cell references in a formula, how to use the if condition to perform logical tests, how to create and format a sparkline chart, how to change the sparkline chart types and styles, how to create cluster column, how to use the filter for the chart to display subset of data in a chart, how to change the chart type and style, how to reorder the tab sheets, and then how to change the worksheet view, how to use the smart lookup, how to use the goal seek to answer what if questions, and finally, how to understand the accessibility features. So the first thing that we need to know is what is actually acceptions, right? Acceptions. So let's open Excel, and then I will go with blank workbook. I will zoom, all right? And then the workbook name is book one, but we're gonna change it later on. This is your tab. Below the tab is the ribbon. The ribbon consists of groups, right? The name, this is the formula bar. Everything you type in a cell is gonna be visible on the formula bar. Name box, and if you wanna insert functions, right? So exception are cells value that you can change to determine the new value for a formula. So we will assume some values that we're gonna be using them in a formula to give us a new values in a new cell in a formula. So to start, the first thing is we have to create the title, right? So in A1, I'm in A1 now, and I'm gonna type Manola space department stores I N INC. Press the enter key. In my subtitle is gonna be 6 month financial projection. Press the enter key. Now we need to rotate the text and using the fill handle to create the series of the text. All right. So to do that, first I will type in in A2. So we have to start typing in B3. So go to B3 and tap January. All right. So go back to B3 and then you see the alignment. Click the small launcher, the down arrow to open up the format cell. Under alignment, you will see in the right hand side orientation. And then we want to make these to be 75. So either you can spin the arrows, up arrows to make it 75, or you can just type here 75 degree. That's how much I want to rotate my text and click OK. Once you have rotated it, now we have to fill it for 6 months. So hold the fill handle, February. As soon as I'm moving my cursor over the cell, it's telling me what the value is gonna be. So till June. All right. Now The next we're gonna be typing total, the column name, and then we're gonna say chart. So this is the title column. Next is that we need to increase the sizes, right? So what we want to do is we have to select the column A, right? And then we have to move these to 38. So move your cursor and then it's 8 now. So it has to be 38, 38.50. So 38.50. So if you can move it to 38 by dragging, you can just go here in under the cell, format, then column width, and then you can just type 38.50 and click OK. Now the next is we have to click B column, and then we have to select B and C all the way to 15. So 15. Let's make it here. And then all right. Then we want so actually then we need the column H to be 18. So we need to see what the number is. It has to be 18. Right? This one also 15. Now let's go back, and then after we adjust or we increase the column width, now we need to type the row title. So in A4 we have to tab revenue. We have to say cost of good goods sold. Press the enter key, and then gross margin. All right. In A8 we're gonna tab the expenses. Then we have bonus. We have salary. We have salary, side rental. We have marketing. We have miscellaneous. And then we have in A14, the row title is total expenses. And then we will leave the rows 15 empty, and 16 we're gonna say operating income. All right. Now we need to indent this. So you will click A5 go to the alignment and click increase indent. Then we need to highlight B, A9 all the way to A13, and we need to indent as these are the expenses. All right. Now we need to copy the range of cells to a non-adjacent destination area. All right. So we already highlighted. So copy. Go to the Home tab, clipboard, copy, copy. Now let's go down. And then we're gonna go to A19. Below the 20th. So 18. First we're gonna type what if exceptions. So these are the exception that we have to make here. So then we're gonna be using it in our formula to get the expenses values. So copy, go to A19 and paste. Now to remove the selection, the moving selection, press the escape key, right? The escape key. You have it in your keyboard. So whenever you wanna terminate the feature of the copy, you have to press the escape key. Next is that we need to add a couple of new row, right? So we are in 20 and we want to add a new row. So right click the 20, row number 20 and insert. And then we're going to insert sales, revenue for bonus. Press the enter key. Now we need to go to the bonus, right? And then we need to add one more row. So we're gonna do a right click, insert, and then you see this small icon here, the insert options. Click the small down black arrow, and then by default is format same as above. So because I want the margin that I'm gonna be typed to be indented, so I'm not gonna be selecting format the same as above. So same above means it's gonna be in the left hand side and instead of being indented to the right. So I will say format as below. Now I'm gonna type margin. As you see, it's been indented, right? So we need to save the workbook, file, save, browse, desktop, Excel, and I'm gonna call it as SC underscore EX underscore 3 underscore Manola. And then hit save. So the file has been named as SCEX3 Manola. So the next is now we have to enter the numbers for the exception that we're gonna make here. So this one is 81.5 25% is the exception for the margin. Now this one, we have to put the comma in between the big numbers. So highlight this two cell, hold the left key and select both cell, and then give me the comma. Now I will go here and I will type 5,000. Then this one, 1, 2, 5, 0, 0, 0, 0. Right? Then this one is gonna be 20%. This will be 10%, which is the rental. See, these are the exception that I will be using in the formula to get the new value for the expenses above. Marketing is 3.50%, and then miscellaneous is 5.00%. All right. Now we have to go up to enter the projected monthly sales for January. So before that, we're gonna give the comma style, so highlight and then comma. Now let's go back here and let's type 1470500 1405. So in D4 is 1186 600 1498 149800. In May, and then 1,145,300. Right? Now we need to get the total. The total, you will have to be at the home tab, editing, the Sigma sign, sum. We want to sum all the 6 month revenue. Right? So let's go back. The next is to enter the system date in H. So I will try to zoom a little bit down. In H1, we start with equal. The function is now. So type now and press the enter key. Right? So the problem with the now function is you're gonna get the date on the tab. So we don't need the time. So go back and then do right click on it. And then go to the format cell. And then click on the number tab. Is a date. And we are looking for this one, the year first. Click OK. As you see, the date change accordingly. Next, we have to use absolute versus relative addressing now, right? So whenever you want to make your cell to be absolute, that you don't want to change it while you're going to use the same cell, but you don't want to change the cells, you have to use the dollar sign with it to make it absolute. So the absolute cell references in a formula is a cell that refers to a specific cell and does not change when you copy the formula. So our aim is not to change the value in that specific cell, but I want to use the value, right? So I want to make it absolute. So a relative cell reference is a cell address in a formula that automatically changes to reflect the new location when the formula is copied or moved, right? So to work with this, first I will show you what the problem is and then why we need to use the absolute, right? So first, we're gonna find out the cost of goods sold. So the formula is you will start with equal B4, which is the cost of goods sold, multiply open a parenthesis 1 minus B19. So B19 is what? B19 is this margin. And then close the parenthesis. Now press the enter key. So always the first one will be right. Now when you want to copy the formula to February, March, April, you will get an error look. And so on. Because see, instead of giving me the cost of goods sold for February is wrong. It copied the same values. You see that? Now let me show you what the problem is. When you double click it, see C4, the revenue multiplied by 1 minus C19. You don't have any C19, right? So if you go to this one, it keep on moving to the empty cells, right? Because Excel is always relative to the cell. So what we said about the relative, a relative cell reference is a cell address in a formula that automatically changes to reflect the new location when the formula is copied or moved, right? So the problem now is if I copy for the same formula will automatically change the location. Now see, if I see how I get this, so you don't have anything in this cell. So what we want to do actually, to use the exception that we created here, we have to make this one to remain what? Absolute. Absolute means what? Is absolute cell references is in a formula is a cell address that refer to the specific cell and does not change when you copy the formula. I will remain fixed here. It's not gonna move to the empty cells, but only I want to use this and this and this so on. So to fix it now, let's check what you need. So select this and delete it. So let's start again. Equal B4 multiply then 1 minus B19. Now to make the B19 absolute, you have to press F4. F4, right? So you have to press the Fn and F4. The Fn and F4. Right? You will notice a dollar sign being added before the column name and before the row. Right? That's absolute. And close the parenthesis and press the enter key. So the shortcut is what? If you have a laptop, then you have to hold the Fn plus at the same time you have to press F4 to make it what? Absolute. You don't want to change the location of the cell while you're gonna be copy the formula to the other location, right? Now, check it out. Now I will copy the formula and it's not gonna go to the empty space like it did before. Now let's copy. Here I have different number 9. Now let me show you with the range finder. Look, did it move? No. Skip. Did this one? Nope. It remains fixed. So you fix the B19. So when I copied, it doesn't went to the empty space like C19, D19, or E19 and so on. Because I want to use the B19. That's why you need to make it absolute, right? Next is we have to find the gross margin. So we need to add up these two. Equal, we have to minus it. B4, the revenue for January minus the cost of goods sold, B5. Now you need to fill this. All right, perfect. Next, now we need to find the bonus. For the bonus, we have to use the if condition to determine that if the revenue for January is greater or equal the sale revenue for bonus under your assumptions. So if it's not, then give it 0, and if it does, then give it 5,000. So in this case, if the B4 is greater equal B21, which is not, because 147 500 is bigger than this, right? So if it's bigger than 500, other 5,000, or otherwise 0. So that's how the if condition works. So to use the if condition, I will go to the fx, and in my case I can see the if, right? If you don't see it under the most recently used, you will go here and look for logical. Under the logical, you will see if. Select and OK. So if what? If B4, the revenue, B4 is greater equal B21, make the B21 absolute. So hold the Fn and F4, right? So if it's greater, then give it B20, which is the 5,000, right? So click on B20. You want to make the B20 to be what? Absolute, because when I will copy the formula for February, March, April, May, so I don't want it to move to the empty cells, right? We want to make it absolute. We want to make it to stay here. So hold the Fn if you have a keyboard that has an Fn, and then F4. You should notice that the $ before the column name and before the row. Otherwise, if it's not, give it 0. Now click OK. So the first one is perfect because 1,470 is bigger than this. That's why the bonus you received is 5,000. All right. When I will drag it to the next, it's gonna give me a different look. This one also will be 500. This will be 0, 500, 0, and 0. You see? Because this number is not greater equal this. This is greater. The exception one is greater than D4. That's why no bonus, 0. All right. The next one to find the salary is gonna be equal in B10 equal B4 multiply by B22. B22 is down in your exception, your salary, the 20%. So we want to make it absolute, right? So Fn, F4, then press the enter key. Then we need to go to the next one now, this one, site rental equal B4 multiply by B23. Make it absolute. Now next is marketing. Marketing, your assumption for the marketing was 3.5, 50%. So equal B4 is your revenue for January multiplied by B24, right? Hold the Fn key and F4 and then push the enter key. Now the last one is the miscellaneous, so equal B4 multiply by the miscellaneous, which is B25. Make it absolute. Hold the Fn and F4. Push the enter key. Now the next is to get the total expense. So you will go to the editing. You will click the sigma sign and sum. My raise from B9 all the way to B13. So perfect. Press the enter key. Now the last one is your operating equal B6 minus B14. So B6 is in the top. You have your gross margin minus the total expense. Right? So you can give a comma to this one. Right? You can give a comma to this one too. And then you can fill it again. Right? Now in accounting, when you are giving something is going out of your pocket, it's gonna be negative, right? So it says here accounting, look. So if you don't want negative, then you cannot change it to number or general. See? General. All right. Now we need to highlight all this and we have to fill it. We have to fill it down. All right. So I will fill it. So let's see. This one will be the total. So go to H9, click on the sigma sign for the total. Click OK. So that's perfect. This one, exactly right. This one is right. This is right. This is right. This one is not right. So it should be, I will delete it. Right. So that one, I will fill it again. So that should be the total actually. So let's try again. Let's find the total of this one also. H14, hold the fill handle, right? And then this one. Let's try again, fill it down. Now it worked perfect. Excellent, right? Now the next is to add and formatting the spark line chart. So what is this spark line chart? Sometimes you might want to condense the range of data into a small chart in order to show a trend or variation in the range. An Excel starter chart might be too large or expensive for your needs. So you might need like a small chart to represent a data. So the spark line is a good choice because it shows the trend over the 6-month period for each row of data, right? So to do that, I will go to I4 and then I will go to insert, and then under the insert you will see the group in the ribbon that says Sparkline. You will click on line. It's gonna ask you what's the data range. So it's gonna be from January, highlight January all the way to June. And then the answer will be in I4. So click OK. That's the line chart, the spark line. Now we need to fill it down, all the fill handle, right? Now, what if you want to change the spark line style? So to change that, you have to highlight and then we will go to the ribbon, style, click that down, and then you could change it to this one if you want to. As you see, it changed, right? Or you can change it to something like this, all right? It's up to you what you want. So we will go back here and change it to this. Now, the next thing we want to do here is to change the type of the spark line, right? So before I will change it, let me show you something. Now here is hard to indicate to know what's going on in the sixth month from January to May, right? So what you're gonna do, you could add under the show group, you will click marker. Now this will indicate to you the trend. So for example, let me change this so you can see well. Look. So the first one is January, the second one is February, March, April, May, and June. So from here, in a small chart, you will figure out what the trend was. In January, you started well with 1470, 500. Then you went down. Then you went bad in March with 1186, 600. Then you did wonderful job in April. As you see, your revenue was higher. Then something happened in May, you went bad. And then in June, you had a little bit increase from what you had in May, right? So I will take off the marker, right? Now, how to change it? Select the I4 all the way to I16, and then you will see here the type, right? Under the type, we will select the column, right? And then we will go back here and change it to the blue color. Right? You can have it this color. You can go back here. You can select this color. It's up to you what you like, right? So let's save what you have done. Now we have to format the worksheet. As you see, it's black and white. Now we have to change it to make it look nice. So the format increases the readability of your data. So let's select B4, B4, all the way to H4, right? And then hold the control key and select B9 all the way to H9. Then hold the B14, still hold the control key. And then we need B16 all the way to H16. Now release your control key. Now we have to do is that go to the number group, click on the down arrow, the launcher. Then Be sure that you select the number group tab, then currency, and then we want, in case if something in negative, we want to make it turn to what? Red. And then we need the dollar sign and then click OK. So this one is done. Now, the next is let's select B5, B5 all the way to H5, and then hold the control key, select B10 all the way to H13, H13 here. Now release your finger from the control key. So we're gonna do the same thing. We will do right click on the selected cell. I'm showing you the different way to do it. Format cells, go to currency. We don't need any dollar sign, but we need, if we have and in case if you have a negative number, it's gonna turn to a parenthesis with a red color. Click OK. So that is done. Now we need to format the worksheet title. So now we need to select, uh, we have to select cell A1, and then we have to boldface, and then we have to increase the size of A1 to 28. And then we have to click on A2, and then we have to boldface, and we have to change the size to 16, 16, right? Now we have to select A1 all the way to I2. I2, right? I will shrink it down so you're gonna see, right? So we selected A1 all the way to I2. So what we need now is that we wanna change the background. We wanna fill the background. So go to the font, the yellow bucket, which is the fill color. And then we wanna pick, so this is dark blue text, text 2. What is this one? 90. It has to be 80%, 75%, 60%. Dark blue. It's similar to this one here. Now with with A with A1 all the way to I is still been selected, we will change the color of the text to dark blue SN1, right? Sorry, we have to I change it back. So it was Then we have to go to the text, the font color. So this one. All right. And then let's click anywhere. So far we have it this. So let's go back, select again. Let's go here. Let's check what is this one here. It's dark blue. So dark blue. So that's the dark. Next, next is to assign cell style to non-adjacent rows and color to a cell. So to do that, let's select A3 all the way to I3. And then we have to hold. We have to give it the heading 3 style. So go to the style group. And then we have to give it heading 3. Heading 3. Right. So now we have to select A14 plus A16 all the way to H6. Hold the control key. Select A14 all the way to H14. Still hold the control key and select A16 all the way to H16. And then we want to go to the style group again, cell style, the total. All right, the total. Now, the next thing, we have to select A4, right? And then we have to fill it with the same thing we did. The 4 and the background color, right? And then we have to make this one bold. All right. So once we have given this color, now we're gonna be copy this formation to the other cells. All right. So we're gonna be using the format painter. So using the format painter, you can format the cell quickly by copying the cell format to another cell or a range of cells. So to do that, I will use the format painter is this guy here. So double click it. As you see, the cell's been selected and now my cursor has a brush with it. I will click on this one here and then I will go down in the operating and I will click on this all the way. Right. Now I will click the format. I will remove it. So click it again to deselect. Now the problem is I lost the $sign, so highlight it again. And then go to the number group, click on the down arrow, currency, and then select this and click OK. Perfect. Now go down and now select this, right? And give it the bucket, which is this background color. Then select and we want the size to be 9. So first, let's select A8, and then we will change the size to 9. We will italize it and underline. Right. Now we have to select A19 all the way to A25, B25. And we want to change the size to 9. And we want a boldface. And then we have to deselect. So this one, it looks like they don't want it to be boldface, so you can take it out. Right? Now, the next is to adding a cluster column chart to the workbook. Right? So we have around 17 or so kind of column charts in Excel, right? So, but we're gonna be using the cluster one. So to draw cluster column chart on a separate chart sheet using the recommended chart feature. So to do that, first we have to select A3, A3, all the way to G3. Then hold the control key, select A9, all the way to G13. So we hold the control key when you want to select non-adjacent cell. Now we're gonna go to insert, and then you will see the group that said chart. We will go to the recommended chart. Then these are all the recommended chart. So we're gonna stick with the first one and click OK. All right. Okay. So here is this. So I wanna see if we need to change the theme. So just a few seconds. So we need to change the theme to slice. All right. So to change the theme, you will go to the page layout and then go to the theme and look for slice. That's what you need to do in the beginning, actually. Slice. That's the slice. Slice. All right. Perfect. So this is, let's select this one again. Just I want to confirm. Select all the way to the eye. And then go back to the home. And then So the dark, that's the one actually. Okay. So now in the beginning, you have to change the theme to slice. Okay. So now the next is we have to move the chart in its own location. So click on the chart and you will see chart design, and then you will see move chart. So at the same time, because see the chart is over my data now, so we want to move it to a new location. So click on move chart. So first you need to click on chart design and then click on move. And then we have to click new sheet and we have to name it as expense chart sheet, right? And then click OK. So the chart is in on sheet as you see here, all right? Now the next thing, to insert the chart title, we have to put the title of the chart so that the chart title will identify the chart content for the viewer. So now I don't know what is this chart is all about. So click on the chart title and highlight. And then, so before we do that, highlight and then type 6 dash month space projected space expenses. Now click anywhere to add the new chart title. Now we need also to underline it. So go back, highlight, and underline under the home. All right. So I will try to zoom myself a little bit. Here you go. All right. Now the next thing is to add the data labels. Why? Because data labels can make the chart more easily understood. So to understood your chart, the data will tell us what this bar is all meant here in your chart. So to do that, I will click the chart. I will see these three icons here, right? That's the chart element. This one is the chart style, and then this is the chart format. So let's click on the chart element, and then we will click on data labels. As you see, I click the data labels, and then I can see the numbers now. If you don't want it, I will take it off like this. If you want it like this. Now, if you want more option for the data, click the arrow, front arrow. Now, by default is outside. You can have them inside and centered, call out, right? So the book want us or the lecture want us to stick with outside end, right? So click anywhere or click on the plus again to hide it. Now the next thing is we need to add chart filter. Why do we need a chart filter here? With some data, you might find that certain data series or categories make it difficult to examine the differences and the patterns between other series or categories. So Excel allow you to easily filter the data series and categories to allow more in-depth examination of the subset of the data. Sometimes you might not need all this. You need to examine a specific information specific data, right? Like the bonus, the salary, side rental, and the other one you don't want it, right? So we can filter it. So how? We can click on the third icon in the right hand side, and then we don't want, we will select, remove the select all. We don't want bonus and salary. We're looking for side rental, marketing, and miscellaneous, right? Once you choose these three, then apply. Now that's what we end up with, right? Now click anywhere else. Now you can examine this well. We have the side rental, marketing, and miscellaneous. Now, the next one is to add access title to the chart. Often the unit of measurement or categories for the chart data is not obvious. You can add an access title or title for both access for clarity or completeness, right? So to do that, we will click the plus sign here, the chart element, and then we will go to the access title, check. Then as you see, it adds them here, right? Look horizontally and vertically. So go to the title here, and then we don't want horizontal one. We want the vertical one. So check out, remove the check box, check from the box from the primary horizontal. As you see, the horizontal it disappeared, right? So let me do it again. Let me go here. So we removed it. All right. So here we have the axis, then axis, and then we removed it. All right. So if I remove this, we'll take care of that one too. Okay. So we need this. So do it again because I saw here the axis. So I did remove both of them. Then I put the vertical one. All right. Perfect. Now click anywhere here and then highlight this. Move your cursor and highlight this. And then we want to change these to 0 or dollar. Sorry, the dollar sign, because that indicates the dollar amount, right? So that's the dollar amount. Now, the next thing we want to do is we have to also we can change the orientation of this. So move your cursor over the access box, right click on it, format, access title, and then you can fill it. You can go here, and then the alignment you can change. By default is now centered and the mid. You can change it to whatever you want. All right. So I will close it. So the next one is, and also if you want to rotate, right? So you will do right click, format, and then last box is the size and property, direction. You can rotate also, look. Now is rotate all text 270-degree, right? I will close it. So the next one is to change the chart style. Why we need to change? Because you decide that a chart with a different look will better convey the meaning to the viewers, right? So to do that, we want to change it to style 6. So click the chart, and then you see the chart design in your tab, and then that's the chart style here. I can also do it from here. Both they look the same, right? So as you move your cursor over the style, it's gonna tell you what the style is. 2, 3, 4, 5. We are looking for style number 6. Style number 6. So click on it. So we change it to style number 6. So the next thing we want to do, right? We will also, so we're done with this one here. Now we can also, we could change this one here too. So you can close it, yeah, and then you can move up. All right. So that's everything look perfect. Okay, the title also. Now to modify the chart axis number format, you see I have 00 here, which actually we don't use it at all. So the 2 decimal places in the vertical chart axis numbers are not necessary, and it makes the axis appear cluttered. See, it looks too much. It's clutter kind of stuff, right? So we need to take care of these 0 zeros here, the 2 decimals. So click on it and then move your cursor over any of the number and right click on it. Go to Format, Access, and then go to the last one, Access, right? And then be sure that you scroll down and then you can see number. Click on the number. Now scroll down and then make the decimal 0 and then close the axis. Now notice here that the zeros are gone, right? The decimal places that we had. Now that look perfect, right? So save what you have done. Now the next is to remove the filter and the data labels, all right? So first I will go here and then I will select the bonus and the salary and then I will apply so I can see all this. Now go back to the chart element and then remove the data labels. Do it again. Okay. It should take it out. You see here, it's not there. So now it took it off. All right. So just keep on trying, okay? So when you went here, just take it out. Now, when you check it means you want it, but see, somehow it was showing me. So again, I clicked it, it took it off. So I don't want the data labels. All right. So let me try again. Now it took it off. All right. So no data labels and the filter is being removed. Next is to organize the workbook. So you see here it says sheet 1. We have to give it a name. So what we need is you have to double click the sheet 1, double click, and then call this guy a 6-month financial projection. Press the enter key. All right. For the chart, we have to change the tab color. So right click on the chart sheet or the tab, go to the tab color, and we are looking for the first row on number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one. Now for this one, right click, and we are looking for number 3, tab color. All right. Now we need to reorder the sheet tabs because the 6 month financial report will be the first, then the chart, right? So look at me now. I will move my cursor over the 6 month and I will drag it. Do you see I have like a piece of white paper my cursor is holding? And then you see the black arrow here. Release it here. That's how to reorder it. So again, I will repeat this. Suppose you want to move this in the right of the chart. Move it until you see the down black arrow. I want to move it back to the beginning. So that's how to move. Now we have to check the spelling of both the sheets. So select the first one, then hold the control key and select the other one until you see in the title that says group. All right. Now we will go to review, spelling check, and then I will say yes. There is no spelling check, any spelling problem. All right. Now, how to remove the group? You can just do right click and then ungroup the sheets. On any of the sheet, you have to do right click on it. Now I don't see group anymore, right? So the next one is go to file and then print, and then we have to do something in here, right? So first we need to change the orientation to landscape, and then you see I don't see all the stuff, so obviously you will go to the last option here and then you're gonna say fit the sheet on one page. So I can see everything now, right? And then I can see the active sheet is this one. If you want to see the other sheet, then you will say the entire. Now you have one of two. That's the chart. This is the information, right? Now I will go back. I will hit the save. Now the next thing is changing the view of the worksheet. So to shrink and magnify the view of a worksheet or a chart. Why do we need that? When you magnify a worksheet, Excel enlarges the view of the character on the screen, but shows a fewer columns and rows. Alternatively, when you shrink the worksheet, Excel is able to display more columns and rows. So to do that, you can use this magnifier here, or you can go to view and then you can zoom. So you can adjust 75%. That's 75%. If you go back here and you say 100%, that's 100%. You are able to see everything. But if you keep on increasing, then it's gonna be hard. Look, 200. So go back to the zoom, or if you wanna make it 100%, just click on this. Next, now we have to split the window into panes. Why do you need to split the window? So splitting the Excel window into 4 panes at the cell E8 allow you to view all the 4 corners of the worksheet simultaneously. So let's go to E8. All right. And then we are in the view, and then we're gonna make it split equally. So now now I'm here, right? So look, this will move. Okay? I can see all the 4 corners. Now I can go here. Okay? I can go here. I can see that stuff. Look. All right. Now, if you don't want the split, just go back to the windows and you see the split's been selected. Click on it. And I took it off. Right? Next, to freeze the worksheet columns and rows. Freezing worksheet columns and rows is useful technique for viewing a large worksheet that extend beyond the window, right? So now to do that, I will move my cursor to B4, and then I will go to the Windows and freeze pane, and then I will say either freeze the first column, freeze, or freeze the pane. So when I did this, now if you go to the right hand side, see, it's not gonna hide. This has been freezed. So the good thing of this, I will know what to say, what these title for the rows are, right? So if you want to remove, you will go back here and then you will click on unfreeze the panes, right? Now if I move to the right, everything hides, look. Well, perfect. Now the next is to to do what if analysis. What if analysis is a decision making tool in which changing input values recalculate the formula in order to predict the various possible outcomes. So when a new data is entered, right? So to do that, what actually we want to do here is we have we will do this as a goal seek, for example. So obviously, what I want to do is I want to change the operating income in in uh, in B, sorry, in H, we want to change it, right? So to change this, you have to determine what value you want to change to and what you want to change to achieve your goal, right? So to do that, now if you change any of the values, right? For example, if we change the bonus from 5,000 to 7,500, you see the stuff move around. And also, if you change your assumption, the salary now to 25%, it changed it, right? And then if you change whatever your analysis change whatever the stuff is. So this one, if I change the miscellaneous to 3.50%, you see it changed the values around, right? So now we have something called goal seek. Goal seek is a problem solving method in which you specify the solution and then find the input value that produce the answer you want. So for example, if I want to change a value, let's say if I want to make this to be 40,000, my goals is to change this to 40,000. Now the question is, which of these assumption you will change to achieve the 40,000? Nowhere in the world we can do that by calculating. Excel, it makes it easier, right? So what we will do here is that we want to change this guy to 350000, right? So to do that, you will go to data, the data tab. Then you will go to the data tools and then look for, sorry, not the data tools, the forecast. Click on what if analysis and then goal seek. Now it says that you want to change something in S6. That's perfect. To what value you want to change the S16 to set the cell S16? What value you want to give it? I want to give it 3, comma 500 dot 000. Not zero, sorry, dot comma 123. So I want to change what I had here by this value. By changing, which cell you want to change to achieve this goal? I want to change B23. B23 is the side rental, so select on it. And then click OK. So everything is done. And you see Excel changed the 10% to 4.14% the rental to get you your desirable goal. Your desirable value was 3500. So click OK. That's what the goal seek does in Excel. In a few seconds, it changed the whole value. Now, insights. The insight feature in Excel use the Bing search engine and other internet resource to help you locate more information about the content in your workbook. So instead of going to the Google or Bing search engine to search for specific things, you don't need. Within Excel, you can Google any of the anything you want to know about it. So let's say I want to know what the gross margin is, so I can search it through Excel. So how we do that? First, what I will do is I will go and I want to know what is gross margin. Then I will go to review, and then I will go where it says here we had the option that says lookup. So it looks like they took it off. We used to have the inside. So review, I'm using the latest one. And then it used to be here. Let's check what we have here. So we don't have that option. The inside. Smart lookup. They said smart lookup. So that one they took it off. Okay. I don't have it. So let me search for it. So there is no inside. Okay. It used to be next to the accessibility. All right. So next is the accessibility now. The accessibility refers to the practice of removing barriers that might prevent individuals with disability from interacting with the data or your app or the app. So we need to check to see if our worksheet is according to the accessibility, so they will not have an issue to read your workbook. Now to do that, to check the accessibility issue, you see here under the review, then you can click on check accessibility. Now it says keep going, fix. Now there's one problem they said, right? And then they said there is missing an alt text, right? So you will click on it. They said the chart doesn't have any alternative text, like what is this text is all about? What is this chart is all about? Because sometimes with the people with disability, they might have a problem, right? So we need to put a missing alt text, right? to the image. So to do that, you can do like here, right click and then edit text. Not this one here. You should get edit text. There you go. And then you will type 6 month projected expenses. Then you can close it. Now this one, they said there is a problem with these colors. All right? So you can change it if you want to, but everything look perfect. So you can go back to file, info. You can also do it from here. Check accessibility. Everything look perfect. I don't have any problem now, except that they said the hard to read the text. Okay, this text here. Sometimes will be hard. Now it's good to go. I clicked it. All right. So now it looks good. No issues found. All right. So this ends my lecture for working with large worksheet, creating chart and what if analysis. I hope that you have learned a lot from this video and from this lecture, and I wish you the best, and be sure that you subscribe to my channel, and be sure that to like my videos, and also be sure to recommend your family, and also you need to practice to master Excel. So thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye.